Today on the two-car garage, we gut the interior and get out the power washer. All right, so I think what we're gonna start with here today is we're just gonna strip out all of the interior pieces that aren't needed, stuff that's gonna be replaced. The carpet's junk, that's gonna get tossed. The door panels are gonna get tossed, so we'll pull those guys off. I'm really curious to see what's going on in the back. There's a panel here, a custom-made panel that covers the battery and the rear section of the floor. I want to see what the floor looks like. It's getting replaced, so it's not really a big deal, but we want to have a kind of a heads up. I don't think I'm going to completely remove the headliner right now. I probably will just remove the lower portion. For now, there's really nothing left to do but just to start peeling stuff apart, so let's get to it. So as I'm cleaning out all this trash here, Curt, you gotta do a better job of cleaning your car out. Oh, look at that, I found Curt's makeup. Looks like we got some lipstick and I don't know whatever that is, eyeliner, some eyeshadow. Shoot, man. I'll box this up and ship it back to you, Curt. I'll tell you what, there's enough change in this car that it's probably going to pay for this entire project. Alright, I'm going to start peeling out this carpet out of the back here now. Well, so far so good. It's not looking too bad. Alright, got some more stuff to pull out here, but I think I'm gonna have to yank these seat belts out. And then we'll get to this rear carpet. Alright, let's get these seat belts off, shall we? real quick here, we went ahead and pulled the door panels off, and this is just a little quick tip for you. Normally you will find on just about every vehicle you ever work on, there's going to be a plastic sheet of some sort. It's a vapor barrier. And there's a reason they put those vapor barriers on there, and you can see it here on the bottom of this door panel. This is all completely ruined. So all the water that was leaking in through past the seal, which you get a lot of water inside of a door, has just completely rotted this out. This is all warped, and this end here, you can see that this fiber board is just completely dissolved. So as you're working on any kind of door, leave that vapor barrier in place. It's actually really important to make sure you don't ruin your interior. So just a little quick tip for you. We're gonna get back to work. All right, so it took about a half hour to get this crap out of here, and I've got it separated out into piles. This is just plain old garbage. We'll be pitching that. We'll recycle what's recyclable. The carpet, I don't think there's anything there I need. I thought about keeping some pieces for patterns, but we're just going to buy a kit that fits, so we'll pitch all that. The door panels and these rear panels, even though I'm not going to be using them, I am going to keep them just to have as a reference. Chances are I won't use them, but whatever. These are the kick panels that go underneath the rear seat, and then the heat comes out. These look pretty rough. I think we're just going to order up a new set of these, but again, I'm going to hang on to them anyway, just in case. And then this is our seat bracket for the rear seat. This panel was just a panel that was made to cover the battery and where the rear seat was. It's kind of a rear seat delete. We're not going to need that, but we will just throw it off to the side because I could always use the wood that it was made out of. And then we've just got some miscellaneous crap that we found in the car. At this point, we're going to do a little bit of cleanup here. We'll get all this stuff sorted and put away. And then we're going to go back in the car and actually get the seats pulled out. And we're going to vacuum, kind of get a better sense of what's going on, get the rest of the sound deadener peeled out. And then we're going to take the car outside and we're going to pressure wash this. So we're going to pressure wash it carefully, both inside and out, just to give us something a little nicer to work on so we're not dealing with all the mess. Alright, so we got everything cleaned up. Got all the rust flakes out of here and just the extra trash. And there was a lot in here. Here's a photo of just the pile of stuff that we swept out. And that doesn't include all the stuff that got sucked up in the vacuum. So definitely due for some work. If you look up in here, I got a light that I'm going to shine underneath. You can see there's big gaping holes in the floor here, big holes in the floor here. In fact, the whole pan is split right there. There's really just a tiny bit holding it on there. It wasn't going to take much longer before this was actually going to pop through. And then up here in the footwell, this is all thin and rotted and gone. And now with the carpet out, we can see just exactly what's going on with the heater channel. And unfortunately, it's worse than I thought it was going to be. So we got to figure out what we're going to be doing here. But at least now we can see what it is that's going on. Let's just take a quick peek over at the passenger side. Over here on the passenger side, you can see we've got a lot of the same thing going on. I'll shine a light up from underneath, and you can see this is all rotten down in through here. And this is actually where it bolts to the body. Up in front, not as terrible, but there are some thin spots here. The heater channel does look better. Hopefully once we pull the body off, we don't have to do much in the way of patching. Here's that hinge pillar that's all rotted. So hopefully we don't have any surprises down there either. Now, in the back of the pans, they actually don't look too terrible. I can see a bunch of fiberglass. There are some holes here. Pretty typical of what you'll find in the battery tray area. And then the fiberglass that was put in here was mainly doing its job. A big hole right here. It's nice and soft. And that's kind of what we got going on back here. So all in all, definitely due for some pans. If we look at the back of the car, that really doesn't look too bad. There's some rust, but that looks like it's just from some water that leaked in, so it looks more like it's just surface rust. So we're not going to be too concerned with that. Everything else looks like it's pretty good. I think the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to hop up into the trunk and just start cleaning out some of the extra crap in there that's not needed. We'll get that vacuumed and ready for the power washing. Well, there we have it. It didn't take a whole lot, just getting rid of some of this extra stuff that wasn't even hooked up to anything. It was just there. I did clip a lot of wires, but I didn't clip any of the original wiring. I only clipped the new stuff just to get it out of our way. And I think all that's left now is to push this outside, and we'll get the power washer hooked up and just clean this stuff inside and out, just to make it, again, just nicer for us to work on. So I'll see you outside. Well, there we have it. We got it all pressure washed here, inside and out. While it's not 100% perfect, we're not too worried about that. The goal here really was just to get rid of the majority of the rust and dirt and just this 20 years of accumulation. So at this point, we've got some standing water in the floor, some standing water in the trunk. We're going to go through and kind of scoop all that stuff out. And then nice warm sunny day here. We're just going to leave it outside, everything open for a couple of hours. Once it's dry, we'll get it pushed back in the garage.